Get in on the action with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. New customers who deposit $5 or more can get a no-sweat bet up to $1,000 back in a bonus bet.
Bron and the Lakers are looking a little better, so I'm excited to see how they do coming out of All-Star break with some big games against the Warriors and the Suns coming up.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code Jenkins. New customers can get a no-sweat bet up to $1,000 if your first bet loses. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook with code Jenkins, Jenkins. The crown is yours. Welcome to Jenkins and Jonez on the Volume Podcast Network. It is Monday, February 26th, and we have got a whole lot of Cam Newton fun stuff to talk about today. If you are not on youtube.com/@JenkinsandJones and all of the various social media feeds, go subscribe now. The team has got us on, I think, every social media app at this point, so go check it out, Jenkins and Jonez.
As we have always, a team, y'all. The team. Wow.
There's a team. I'm shit.
Love that.
I know Biko and Josh and Jackson. I don't know. There's probably other people on the team that I don't even know. So, incomplete credits. As always, Jenkins and Jones, hosted by Dragonfly Jones, a.k.a. Tyler.
Hey, everybody. Have a good.
LeJethro Jenkins, a.k.a. John.
What's Aunt Bubba's?
I'm Gardy B, a.k.a. Mike.
Motherfucking Mike.
Motherfucking Mike.
Is my shit slowed? Is my shit delayed?
No, he was playing it out. I almost cut him off too. Produced as always by the lovely and talented Jackson Saffon.
What's up?
All right, gentlemen. Who woke up on Sunday morning and said, "Fellas, what do y'all want to do today? Should we go jump Cam Newton?" I assume you've both seen the video of Cam Newton at a 7-on-7 event. I don't know, a handful of guys trying to jump him. And he looked like a superhero movie where it's like he was fighting the ninjas. Not the main bad guy, but like the ninjas at the front. There's just people flying off him. What was your reaction to the video? And how ill-advised was this to attempt to jump one of the more physically impressive human beings in species history?
There we go, because it had to be species history. Go ahead, Tyler, though.
I just couldn't believe that so many people came to such a bad decision. Like, I could understand a one person running up on Cam and getting his ass beat. Maybe there was a problem, there was some disrespect or what have you, one-on-one, man-to-man shit. But to see a whole group of people decide, hey, we are going to try to jump this 6'5", 260-pound fucking bulldozer of a human. Like, I just don't, we need to know the backstory. I want to know how this happened. How did a whole group of people decide to come to such a bad fucking decision? Because I am just perplexed at that shit. And to be clear, like, I'm someone who understands, hey, sometimes you got to get your ass beat to stand on principle, right?
Point
you know
blank.
what I'm saying? Right. But I just want to know what was the backstory here that led to fucking 4 people getting their ass beat at the same damn time.
It was so weird because you see him and he's towering over these men in quotations. Like, it's hard to call them both men when you see them right next to each other. One was a man, so the other 4 were something else. But anyway, the nigga was fucking throwing 3 people around. Another man came and tried to steal his ass, and he didn't even have to adjust his hat afterwards. How embarrassing. The nigga had on a top hat with feathers, you know what I mean? And he didn't even move while 4 humans were trying to fight him. It's insane to me. I've never seen anything. It was one of the most impressive things I've ever seen in my life, bro. We've seen him manhandle an NFL player while smiling in the man's face, bullying him. And you think as a regular human, you want to jump this man, dog. Sometimes you got to get your ass whooped. I don't know if that's the time, no. Nigga, sometimes you got to take a loss. You know what I mean? And I don't want to get my ass whooped by motherfucking Cam Newton. Come on, bro. Like you said, he's not one of the most impressive humans we've seen. He's one of the more impressive humans in human species history, nigga. You feel me? Crazy.
He beat them. He got him so bad they had Tyler questioning whether the French philosophers were correct about representative democracy, bro. Like, Tyler was like, only one person can be that stupid. 5 people together are not supposed to be that stupid.
I am perplexed. Like I said, I do not know how so many people came to such a bad decision. Like I said, I can understand a one-on-one ass whooping, but bro, how did so many people just come to such a terrible decision?
There was like nothing.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, John.
No, I think you see 3, and it's like, maybe I can be the person to tip the scales. And 1, maybe nobody tipped. They got to 4, and the scales hadn't been tipped yet. He still had the upper hand, nigga. That is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
It looked like a cartoon, bro. He was throwing people into bushes. Like, it was like a video game. It was like, oh, if I throw him into the bushes, he takes an extra 15% damage. Like, it didn't look like he was operating in reality.
Right. Bro, he had one man over here, the other was on the leg, another man on the other arm. Homie came and tried to stick him, and he just ate that shit like it was nothing. And he ran at him with his whole body. You know, he had cleats on, nigga, trying to steal him. He got, grip on the feet and everything. Nothing, bro. No effect on him. It's crazy. He's the boss, bro. He's Guru or Goro, whatever the fuck that nigga name in Mortal Kombat, nigga.
Mortal Kombat,
the one
nigga
right
with 4 arms
before.
and shit.
Yeah. Hey, bro, nothing. Bro, it's crazy.
Bro, first thing I thought about when I saw that is this is basically 1.25 Russell Wilson's versus 4 Futures. Because you know how motherfuckers have said, and I hope this fight puts that dumbass argument to bed forever, bro. Because there's motherfuckers who really think Future could beat Russell Wilson's ass just because they like the motherfucker's music. Like, let's be for real here, dog.
Tyler, that beast bracket really sprang straight out of the middle of your fucking forehead, bro, like Zeus. Like, you said 1.25 Russell Wilson's. That's the exact measurement, bro.
Yes, and those are 4 Futures. And that 1.25 Russell Wilson was having a breeze out there, not breaking a sweat.
Crazy.
All right,
NFL football players are different. They love violence, bro. They are just wired differently. You know what I'm saying? You better pack your lunch, as we've heard in the fucking mentions when we were talking about great white cliches. If you step to a football player.
And they brought up like how he's been like doing Olympic lifts since fucking 8th grade, nigga. You feel me? Like, this man has been throwing humans since he was in 8th grade when it comes to weights. This is play for him. This is recreation, nigga. You know what I mean? Like, bro, these niggas came with everything they had. And the man walked off like laughing. Embarrassed.
Bro,
I mean, so embarrassed.
There was I don't know if y'all saw, but there was a very emotional moment Super Bowl weekend where he saw Luke Kuechly.
Yes.
You know, the all-time great Carolina Panthers linebacker. A motherfucker who was one of the hardest hitters in the league when he was, during his peak of Destroyer of Worlds. Cam saw that man and hugged him and lifted him off his feet. That motherfucker, he had one of the baddest motherfuckers to ever play in the NFL. The little tootsies just dangling in the air, bro.
Toes off the ground.
Yeah,
nigga.
Cam is
Toes
a different fucking dude, man.
He hugged him like I hugged my daughter at Disneyland after she saw her favorite princess today, bro. Just like a little twirl. Like,
would you rather him really have taken it serious and beat your ass, or like just played with you? Like, I don't want to get my ass beat by Cam Newton, seriously. But at the same time, though, it's more embarrassing to me when a nigga walk off, don't even adjust his hat, smiling, after 4 of you tried to fight him, bro. You know what I mean? You're a child at that point. You're his son, nigga. You feel me? Crazy.
Yeah, I feel like that was a very lawsuit-proof ass whooping that he doled out to those dudes, right? There were no haymakers thrown. He was just like, moving motherfuckers. Like that one dude he grabbed by his fucking collar and just moved like 20 fucking feet. I can't imagine the feeling of that. If a motherfucker just grips you up and you have no control over your body anymore, dog. Like no.
And he went for the legs. The legs didn't help, brother. Those are tree trunks, nigga. Those ain't normal legs, bro. It's crazy. It's crazy. Bad decision making for sure.
Well, we got to huddle up. If we're ever trying to jump Cam Newton, here's going to be my contribution. Number 1, obviously we shouldn't do it. Number 2, if Jackson, Tyler, and John all get thrown into the bushes, I promise you I will run up behind him and knock the hat off his head. Just so that we got something.
We at least got to dislodge the hat. He has to pick the hat up off the ground at least, bro. Not the little, he didn't even have to do this, nigga. You know what I mean? I can go on a monologue and have to fucking readjust my hat. The nigga fought 4 niggas and then have to readjust his shit. That's crazy, dog. Insane. Didn't break a sweat, nigga. Still smell like Issey afterwards. That is wild, bro. Crazy.
Do we think Brock Purdy sent the goons?
The game manager goons.
Brock Purdy's over on 21st Street, fucking rounding them up. Oh man, that shit was truly unbelievable. I've never seen someone. I would say this, like, we didn't grow up in the era of some of the things that are currently terrifying. Like, we grew up sort of like on the cusp of those things happening. So, like, I was not worried about school shooters or terrorism as a teenager. I was worried about getting jumped. That was like the atomic bomb in high school. Was like, I would take anything as long as I don't get jumped. And I don't think I've ever seen. You see videos of like a Samoan dude that 5 people are jumping and he's giving as good as he's getting. I've never seen someone get jumped by 4 people and get credibly accused of bullying at the end of it. Like,
leave those 4 dudes alone, Cam. Was Freshman Friday a thing at y'all high school? Like the mythology around colors?
No.
It was just like they always said the first Friday of the school year they would just pick freshmen and jump and shit. It never fucking happened. It was just some shit to just instill.
Oh, it was just like some
urban
legend shit.
But yeah,
some niggas got thrown in trash cans though. Yeah, some people got. Yeah, but we had to wear colors on ours. Freshman Friday, we all had to wear colors. Like freshman was green, red was sophomores, blue was juniors, and the seniors were white.
They did not enforce color codes.
I'd imagine
Long Beach Poly High School.
We didn't have those issues, brother. Yeah,
I will say the one cool freshman tradition my high school had was if you were a non-freshman and like a freshman during like first week of class asked you where a classroom was, you send them the complete opposite fucking way. And so like and that was something that we did. And freshmen, eventually became hip to that shit. But it was fucking hilarious. Like if you catch a freshman asking you where a classroom was at, bro, you're like if that was your 4-leaf clover for the day, dog.
Was that college or high school?
High school.
Your high school was that big?
Kinda.
Oh shit.
How many kids were at your high school?
Shit, it was about 1,600 or so.
That was
kind of big for
high
Virginia.
school. Yeah, that's kind of big. Ours was just like a circle though, like a square. You couldn't really get lost.
We have 5,000 people at our high school.
Insane.
That's a college, bro.
That's a college. That's a community college, at least, brother.
The middle schools in Long Beach are about 1,400 kids with 3 grades. But the one rule that was always enforced at Poly when I was there was there's a seal that was the school's official seal that was like in this Hall of Fame walkway between 2 buildings. You weren't allowed to step on the seal until you were a senior. And everyone got physically moved off that shit at some point during their freshman year as a way of learning that by someone you were not going to argue with.
What a SOS Crip?
All right. My first day, I accidentally stepped on Junior Lamao's shoes. I got bumped and I accidentally stepped on his shoes, and it was a real I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to step on your shoes, sir. You see, what happened, sir, was this young gentleman over here accidentally bumped into me, sir. He's like, you're good. You just turn around. I was like 6 foot tall coming into high school. You turn around, you're looking at a 6'5" Samoan dude with braids down to his waist. You know what I mean? And you're like, hi. That
was a TV show, bro. That was a movie. That was the beginning of some movie. It's crazy.
All right. There was some great great dialogue around A-Rod showing up on TV either in blackface or fresh off of a vacation where he spent quite a bit of time getting tan. Gentlemen, I know you've seen his video. Do you buy that this is just a tan? And what was your thoughts on A-Rod's video?
The homie kept on stage at it too. Was like, I can't believe it. He really hit us with the I know black eye Dominican.
He did an unironic one and just straight to camera.
Yeah, that boy put the reverse Sammy Sosa
right. He looked more like Sammy Sosa than Sammy looked like Sammy now, nigga. Yeah. I'm like, the fuck? I just looked at the photo. I'm like, damn.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I would just never clarify that I had a fucking suntan. I don't give a fuck what people think about how darker I look. You know what I'm saying? But But he had to get out there and get ahead of that rumor or whatever the fuck. So I don't know, dog.
Look, I'm not black. I want to let you know I'm a lot of things, but I'm definitely not a nigga. You know what I'm saying? He want to let people know. Crazy. I mean, was it a spray on tan? It could have definitely been a spray on. You know what I mean?
Nah, it looked legit. I feel like you can see a spray on tan. Right around the eyes is where the spray on tan gives itself up, and that should look like a beach tan for sure.
I'll be honest with you. His neck folds looked like a tan, like a spray on tan to me. That's what. But I agree with you. His face, he didn't have the weird eye thing that the spray on tan always gives you or whatever. So that's fair. Josh, you want to come on and provide some expert testimony?
Absolutely. Yeah. So A-Rod definitely has black in him. Like 1,000% has black.
Josh, establish your credentials as an audio engineer for the show.
I am a Puerto Rican, 100% from the Bronx. I have a black grandfather, or I had a black grandfather. So a lot, as you can see, I'm pretty light skinned. But being Puerto Rican, you had the African slave trade. You had colorism as well. You had slaves in Puerto Rico that existed in Cuba, that existed in the Dominican Republic. All those Spanish-speaking countries had white, black on your birth certificates. Like they labeled you whether you're based on your skin color. And there is no doubt in my mind, just based off of the amount of melanin. Yeah,
melanin. Yeah.
In A-Rod's skin, the way he looks, there's no doubt in my mind he has black in him. And most Dominicans and most Puerto Ricans do. And if you don't, your family was basically just slave traders.
Yeah.
so hey, they might want to be slave traders more than they want to be black. I don't know the way. My family was a slave trader, buddy. We were not the slaves. I want to let you know that.
Yes, exactly. No, we own them. We own them.
You feel me? That's where he at with it. Sheesh.
Yeah, but a lot of Puerto Ricans, a lot of Dominicans, like they'll fight you on this. Like I know black, like that's a real thing. Like it's great. It's
we've heard, yeah, we've seen some of that on Twitter too. You know what I mean? It's a video, some talk about that, but yeah, thank God for the U's and the Meros in the world. You feel me? Just lean all the way in, dog. You feel me?
Yeah.
And the Victor Ortizes, that motherfucker looks like Florida Evans, Dominican born and raised. Look, bro, like I don't know how you can say Dominicans don't have black in their blood, and look at that guy. Like, I mean, for one, they share an island with Haiti. Like, bro, let's be for real here, right? Come on, man. They share an island with Haiti, bro. Like the same island has Haiti on one half and the Dominican Republic on the other half.
But that line, no one ever crossed over the line. That's the only border that's ever worked in the history of humanity. That's the argument, I guess, Josh.
I guess so. I've never heard that one, but yeah.
All right, A-Rod, come to grips, bro. Go on one of those fucking genealogy shows and learn about yourself. Fucking weirdo.
What did he say in the video? What did he say? He said that I know black. He pulled that.
Nah, he just said it's a tan, basically.
Okay, that's what. Okay. But in the comments, they got really specific, huh?
Yeah, and I mean, I think his I hate to call it a defense of himself, but his explanation clearly sprung from that philosophy, right?
Okay.
I just want to be very clear. Like, I also tan, deeply. It's just a really deep, lustrous tan.
If that wasn't a spray tan, he might got more than a piece of black in him. I got to be in the sun for a week to get that dark. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy.
All right, let's talk about, speaking of crazy, let's talk about, Tyler, you actually were tweeting about this and brought it to my attention. Let's talk about, apparently, Wilt Chamberlain, before a rule was passed prohibiting you from dunking free throws, was on free throw attempts, going back, getting a running start, and dunking dunking from behind the free throw line. Do you buy this? And second, can we get this back? I mean, I just feel like that would be so much more interesting than free throws.
A dunk contest every time a motherfucker on the line would be incredible. But yeah, I mean, people were like, here goes another tall Wilt tale. Bro, we have to understand, Wilt is perhaps the greatest athlete to ever play basketball.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? He was 7 foot tall, a fucking world-class track and field athlete.
Yeah, ran a 5-minute mile at 7 foot tall.
Right? Like yes. Like I know that the in vogue thing to say is we don't believe that 100-point game really happened. And yeah, that's cute little internet shit. But we're not going to downplay, how much of a fucking athlete Wilt was, right? And so I just didn't understand why people were being skeptical that a 7-foot guy with a 7'8" wingspan who long jump 22 fucking feet as a track, right?
Yeah.
Olympic level athlete if he would decide to go that route. You know what I'm saying?
Could dunk from the free throw line with a running start. Like, how is that infeasible? No, it checks out. And I for sure believe that some white man saw that and went and called the cops and got the rules fucking changed. I believe that. It checks out to me.
The only part of the story I didn't fuck with was finding out that white man was Tex Winter, who architect of the fucking triangle. I've got to interview. I have a ton of respect for Tex Winter, architect of the triangle offense, was a coach at Long Beach State after Jerry Tarkanian. I mean, just an all-time basketball guy. The only guy who's eaten more Frosties at the Wendy's by my house than me, Tex Winter, would go to the NCAA over Wilt Chamberlain, being like, this isn't fair because this guy's not a human being. What a bummer, bro.
What's funny about that in free throws, Wilt Chamberlain, is didn't he shoot underarm, like the little granny shot for a little bit?
He tried.
And was like, I'm 80% from the free throw line, but he was like, men don't do that. And then just started shooting regular and went to like 50%.
And then Rick Barry was like, fuck that shit you talking about. I'm going to do that, and shot like 92%.
You feel me? Right. But he'd rather like, I'm going to run and jump from behind the free throw line and dunk it before I shoot 80% from the free throw line underarm. You know what I'm saying? A man that fucked 25,000 women doesn't shoot underarm. You know what I mean? Or like granny shot, I guess. Yeah, that's crazy.
Big Musty, the legend continues.
Big Musty. Wow.
Which would you rather do? I mean, especially if you're Wilt Chamberlain, you just shoot 50%, right?
No, bro. Because if I'm
You
Wilt
granny
Chamberlain,
shot it?
nigga, I wouldn't give a fuck. Are you kidding me? Give me the fucking 80% from the free throw line, and I'll be that. Bro, you nigga, dog. It doesn't change the fact that you're an Olympic level athlete. Like, nigga, I think you think he walked around musty, having hot dogs in his pockets, ass nigga, and you tripping off a shooting underarm? You're fucking. That's where you draw the line. You know what I mean? I could be out here smelling like hot dog water, but shooting underarm, man, shooting, like the granny shot. Yeah, I can't do that. That's doesn't make any sense. I wouldn't give a fuck. I would have shot the 80%. And been musty and been fucking Wilt Chamberlain. It wouldn't have changed shit. I'm still Wilt. You feel me?
Yeah. I mean, the flip side of it is if I'm averaging 55 points a game, I'll shoot my free throws however I prefer to shoot my free throws.
However I please. Yeah. But I think his first year, rookie year, he averaged 35 and 25. Something insane like that. I remember looking at him like, was Shaq the best rookie ever? Like, because I was thinking like he had to be. And I was like, oh, I think he averaged like 26 or something. 26 and like 14. And I
like 3 blocks.
Wilt,
too, yeah.
You said what?
And 3 blocks too. His rookie
yeah,
year.
you feel me? Then I went down. I was like, oh shit, 35 and 20 something, insane. Like, yeah, bro.
I guess you can do what you want. 37.6, 27 rebounds.
Bro, I mean,
measly 46% from the field. MVP his rookie year.
And the year before that, he played with the Harlem Globetrotters. Like, you feel me? Like, crazy.
God,
I don't know how you look at
is crazy, bro.
Yeah, I don't know how you look at his numbers and think he wouldn't at least be a fucking 25 and 12 guy in today's NBA, right? Like, and that's a modest estimation.
Yeah.
No, I mean, Wilt is one of the only, look, like, I don't want to turn this into shitting on other all-time basketball greats, but like, you see video of some people, even people that we watched, and you're like, okay, I would be interested to see.
He
what
wasn't
this
a
looks
milkman,
like today.
bro. He wasn't the milkman we refer to.
But Wilt is like, I mean, Tyler just listed his measurables. 7 foot tall with a 7'8" wingspan. Hey, we talk about what a freak Wemby is. Go see what Wemby long jumps. Go see what he runs a mile. Like the fact that he ran a mile time in like a collegiate level qualified, like that doesn't make any fucking sense for a dude of that size. And again, when you look at him, he was not the Kevin Durant, Chet Holmgren, Victor Wembanyama body frame. He was fucking buff too. Like that shit does, like, now imagine how unathletic basketball players on average were at that time compared to a dude who would still be a physical freak today. And of course you could believe he scored 100 points or you could believe anything, but also why does the internet hate folk tales? We don't like urban legends. Like that's part of why our brains developed was to tell tall tales about people. And Wilt Chamberlain is the best tall tales in the world. You just said he averaged 36 and 27 as a fucking rookie.
Bro,
That's
his
insane.
third. I mean, I know all these. I feel like everyone's heard all these stats before, but his third year in the league, he averaged 50 points a game, 25 rebounds, and 48.5 minutes played per game.
Yes. He played like every second
48.5.
and played every second of like every overtime and shit.
Second in the
season.
MVP voting. By
What
the way.
what
Didn't come
what year?
close to the. Didn't sniff the MVP that
Who
year.
was the MVP? Who was the MVP?
Bill Russell?
Okay, they won a chip that year though, right?
Probably.
No, shit,
Yeah.
probably.
What year was this?
This was 1961, 62.
The thing about that playing 48 minutes, I think there were like 13 teams in the league or something. So like there was how many games did they play? You feel me? I don't know, but still amazing. And also like he'd be a freak 40 years from now. You know what I mean? We can't.
Yeah.
He's one of the guys that if this is urban legend, it might be true. I
They don't
would
make
lean towards
right.
true most of the time when I'm
They
when I'm
don't-
bringing him up.
They don't make buff athletic 7 foot tall dudes with 7'8" wingspans very often. Like, you know what I mean? It's just you like I mean, have we seen how many dudes have we seen
God
like that
makes
since
that
then?
oops every what 10 years?
I mean, if the all right.
Yeah,
If that,
I mean, like I said, I just never got the 100-point doubt because, like I said, he was a motherfucker who gave us 50 points per game for a whole season. 50 points per game. Like, there's plenty of motherfuckers who will give us 30 points per game a whole season and have a 60-point game. Like, what is so hard to believe that a 50-point per game guy can have a great night where he drops 100? You know what I'm saying? I never understood the skepticism behind that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure they're fouling the fuck out of him every game. You know what I mean? So you run into one referee too who's going to actually call fouls when there's people hanging off of his arms. Like, all right. Jackson, can you send the text message that we discussed to John and Tyler? John and Tyler, I'm assuming that you're not aware of this based on our conversation before we started recording. The Fanatics Corporation, in partnership with Nike, has taken over the contract for manufacturing Major League Baseball's uniforms this year. The problem is they made one critical error, which is that the pants are completely see-through.
What the? Okay, I didn't see the pants. I saw how the
They
names
send
on the
it.
back look flea market as fuck. I saw those pictures circulating, but I did not know about the see-through fucking pants.
So Jackson is sending you pictures you'll see from the photo day of all of these. Like, these athletes are getting paid. Some of them have contracts worth $500 million, and you can see the bottom of their shirts.
Bro. Nigga, man's nuts are just here. You know what I mean? San Francisco Giants and dick. You know what I mean? Like, are these like the photos that they will have?
These are
On
the
television?
official media day photos of these
This one.
players.
I saw that and didn't know what it was. I'm like, they're wily.
What the fuck?
You can see the
How
fucking
did this
wrinkles
happen?
on his nutsack, nigga.
Grown
You
men
can
are
see
not
the
supposed to have-
striations in his hamstrings, nigga. That is
Bro-
crazy.
Grown men are not supposed to have their the fucking outlines of their genitalia just on full display like this. This is like some shit you see with like a pug, like bro, like you know what I'm saying, like a bulldog or something. Well, you know, walking around with their dick out like this. And these are grown ass men getting outfitted, you know, by for a fucking major league fucking sports league, and I just don't get it. How did this
they
happen?
change the cut? Because I don't know if this in particular is just see-through. Like,
They changed quite a bit. The players have expressed that they're not happy. There has been a uniform truther movement that said, actually, they were always like this. It's the studio
did
lighting
he
that
tuck
makes
his
them
shit in
see-through.
between his legs? Like, my nigga, did you tape that mother? Why is it there?
Nico sent us a tweet from Mike Golick Jr.
That is so funny.
Where it's Crawford from the Mariners, and he called him some Spirit Halloween ass jerseys. Like, god damn, that
Yes.
shit look trash.
That's the
Oh
other
wait,
side
this
of the
is
new
a
jersey.
new one. Oh,
Yeah.
that is
The
horrible.
lettering
I
is
saw that.
horrible. That's
The
That
it.
is-
lettering is horrible.
Bro, this is the jersey you give. Like, this is not your jersey. You give this to the next kid when you're 12. You know what I'm saying? You pass that. These are jerseys that made it Big Five. This is fucking horrible. Who's wearing this shit? This is the version of the fucking
highest paid
the
athletes
sleeved
in the
baseball
world.
jersey. This is the
Shohei
sleeved
Ohtani is having to wear that jersey.
yes,
by the way.
Shohei,
Shohei Ohtani.
the sleeved basketball jersey. This is what they've done right here with these. These are fucking horrible.
On the front of the Dodgers jersey, like the lettering is cut through.
Yeah,
like,
the lettering is
the
cut in the
seam,
wrong
like,
spot.
Can they fix this? Because this is untenable. It is untenable, bro. This is the comparison is side by side. That's actually disgusting. Like,
Yeah,
come on, bro. Are we really doing this?
Mina Kimes tweeted that it looks like when she tries to spell out someone's name on a birthday cake. Like, that, you know what I mean?
Like she did the art.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Come on, G. This is embarrassing.
I'm going to continue to just sit on
The man is
baseball
just
stories until we
stretching. The man is just stretching. He's just preparing for a good old 9 innings of baseball. And his whole shit is like, and somebody's back there behind him like, oh.
Right. Someone
What
back there's
a
going,
world.
oh, yeah, it looks like you've got a varicocele on that left testicle. You might want to get that checked out.
I just took a picture so you can see. So you didn't think I was
Here, look.
bullshitting you. Right. Oh, shit, nigga. Woo.
I will
Ooh,
say
that
if they're trying
tickled
to
me.
if they're trying to grow female viewership, I certainly know some women who are very excited about them putting baseball players' big old asses out there in see-through pants. So salute, I guess. I don't know, man. Interesting move. But the
I kind
photos
of feel like I don't know what the women's are saying, but I kind of feel like the shape. I can see like wanting to see the shape, but actually seeing the hairs on the ass, I don't know if that would be the appeal, have the appeal that baseball thinks it would for the women. You know what I mean? Like men's silhouettes, I could see like, oh, but like the reality when you take the shirt off and there's hair on your fucking stomach, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But hey,
to each his or her own. All
Yeah,
right,
for sure.
We're gonna close on Dookie Butt of the week. I'll go first. Shar and I went to go see Madam Web on Thursday. We did a little dinner, bookstore, and shitty movie date night on a Thursday night. And anyone who told you that Madam Web was just a bad movie and not a hilariously bad movie you could go laugh at with your friends or your wife was lying. It's the worst movie I think I have ever seen.
Wow.
And I have seen some horrible movies, but I don't even know where to start. But I would tell y'all that the villain's audio is 100% dubbed. There is no moment when the villain is speaking on camera when his lips are synced up with what he's saying. Not one scene in the
is
entire
this in the
movie.
actual theaters?
Yes. Sony spent $200 million on this movie. It's like, we saw it with 8 other people and we were all laughing for an hour and a half straight at the entirety of the movie. The worst part, and Tyler, I know you will appreciate this, the character of Madam Web, the deal is that she can see the future. And so at the end of the movie, spoiler alert, I apologize. At the end of the movie, after Madam Web gets her powers, so she can see the future, her best friend in this movie is Ben Parker, Peter Parker, Spider-Man's Uncle Ben, who gets killed.
Mhm.
So she has earlier made a dramatic irony joke about how frequently people get shot at in Queens, which is like, oh, like a wink, wink, nudge, nudge to this horrible tragedy that births Spider-Man. But anyway, Ben Parker's his nephew, who it's like unnamed because Marvel told Sony this movie was so bad they were not allowed to say the word Spider-Man in the entire movie. So his unnamed nephew, aka Peter Parker, is born, and at the end of the movie, when Madam Web is sitting there able to see into the future now, Ben Parker's sister says Ben is loving being an uncle, all of the fun, none of the responsibility, and Madam Web says that's what he thinks, which is
God.
to which
Great
Shar
power, great
literally in the
responsibility
theater
time.
yelled, "What?"
Were y'all the only 12 people in the theater?
There was like 8 people there, but we were all like, she's getting in a little burn on the fact that that his sister and he are both going to be tragically murdered. Crazy. Anyway,
No,
also
it's just-
Dookie Butt, anyone who made Madam Web, salute to y'all. Way to go.
It's-
Thank you.
I just, bro, what Sony is doing with the Spider-Verse is one of the all-time terrible like world building jobs in film history, and I say that with no exaggeration, no hyperbole. Like
Yes.
Morbius, bro. What? That was one of the worst fucking movies. They got trolled by fucking Twitter people asking for them to bring it back into theaters after it bombed. And they wholeheartedly believed that those people were serious. And they brought that shit back just so it could bomb again. And I cannot believe that there's like a whole Venom series starring Tom Hardy. There's a Venom and Carnage movie where fucking Woody Harrelson is Carnage, and I do not give a fuck.
I have
no
go back to
desire to see it.
1996 and tell Tyler and I there's a Venom versus Carnage movie out, and you won't be interested in seeing it. We would
Right?
never have believed you.
Dog. Venom, that fucking Venom and Carnage arc was like, when Carnage first hit, bro, that shit was a moment, dog. Like that
Bathing in
motherfucker.
people's blood and shit, bro. That was some real shit.
That motherfucker came through like 2003 Cent, nigga. Like when Carnage first hit the streets, and we was like, oh, you know, we all love Venom because he was like, you know, a bad guy, but he still had a moral compass, right? He was like, I'm not killing anyone but Spidey. That's who I want to kill, right? Like
Right.
he was very much, you know, on the side of not harming innocents. And Carnage came through like, bro, everybody has to die. I don't give a fuck. And we were like, whoa. You know? And I cannot believe I do not give a fuck about that whole line right there. The Venom movies, the Morbius movie, like.
But the
And now
fact
this Madam
that
Web
that
shit.
Marvel told them, okay, you have the rights to the Spider-Man universe, so you can continue making these, but we will take you to the Supreme Court if you say the word Spider-Man. Like, don't you fucking dare besmirch Spider-Man. So they're making a Kraven the Hunter movie that comes out this year, Tyler. They're not even done with these horrible movies this year, dog. I might need to fly to Richmond for the fucking Kraven movie, bro.
I should be excited about, you know, the Kraven movie because, you know, that whole series that he had with the Black Spider-Man and shit. Like that was one of the fucking most incredible series.
Kraven's Last Hunt. Yep.
Kraven's Last Hunt. Yes. But dog, I completely trust that they're gonna fuck this up too.
100%. 100%. All right,
Are
Tyler,
there
you're
any good movies? Are there like I went and saw like me and Rather go to the movies on Fridays. We have like 12 to 4. We do our little shit together. You feel me?
Yeah.
And like we were looking for movies to watch, and we're like we went to Poor Things, which, you know, like
Not your bag.
no, it was cool. It was all right. I didn't dislike it. It was just like how did this make? Who cleared this to make it a fucking movie that goes in theaters? You know what I'm saying? It's like it's kind of yeah. I just feel like there's not a lot of options.
My friend Ryan tried to sell me. He was like, you shouldn't see Madam Web. You're supporting bad stuff. And I was like, we have the AMC stubs thing, so we're not spending any money on it.
Yeah.
He tried to sell me on a foreign movie. He's like a film snob. He tried to sell me on a French movie called The Taste of Things, which is about two old people cooking and having sex. That's what's in theaters right now, dog. It's fucking nothing in theaters.
Bro. We were looking. I'm like, first of all, that movie sounds like it actually stinks. I could go in a theater and smell the fucking movie. Okay, like PU. I don't want to fucking be any part of that. Have anything to do with that. But yeah, like
I love talking
this is
shit
what's
on our
going
friends who listen to the podcast. That's great. That's a great last word for me to have in that argument. So I appreciate that. It did sound like the theater would actually stink. I agree with you, John.
Sheesh. But yeah, it's just weird. It's weird where this is the situation that the theaters are in right now.
Yeah, I feel like something that has fundamentally changed, you know, one of the many things that has changed after the pandemic is like it was a thing when me and, you know, wifey, we just do a date and be like, hey, let's just fucking roll up to the movie theaters and pick something out.
Because there's always something that you could
there's
really want to
always
watch,
something,
right? At least
those
one
days
thing.
are gone, dog. We haven't
Are
done
we in
that
the
since
mood for one
pandemic.
of the 3 comedies, one of the 2 horror movies, one of the 3 dramatic movies, one of the thriller crime
There's like
movies?
5 movies available, and a lot of them are just garbage. American Fiction was good though. I like that. I enjoyed that.
I liked American Fiction too.
Yeah, but Poor Things wasn't bad. But I'm just like, this is a movie that should go out on Amazon. You know, and I get it, or this is a Netflix movie. This isn't like a film that you would. I don't know. It's just
okay. Let me hold on. Let's play a game. I'm gonna just read you the movies at our local AMC. You tell me if you've heard of them or not. The Bob Marley biopic, One Love.
Yes,
heard of it.
Demon Slayer.
No.
Drive Away Dolls.
No.
Ordinary Angels.
No.
The Chosen.
No.
Lisa Frankenstein.
What
Hell
the fuck?
no.
Hold up, Lisa Frank. Oh, let's stop with Lisa Frank. Is that like a play on Lisa Frank and Frankenstein? Is that like the premise there? What the fuck is that about?
It's a coming of rage love story from acclaimed writer Diablo Cody, Jennifer's Body. Oh, I like Jennifer's Body. About a misunderstood teenager and her high school crush who happens to be a handsome corpse. After a set of playfully horrific circumstances bring him back to life, the two embark on a murderous journey to find love, happiness, and a few missing body parts along the way.
Yeah.
That's got
That
two
doesn't seem
theaters.
too bad.
That's got two theaters. Madam Web, obviously I just talked about.
Crazy.
Argyle. Y'all heard of Argyle?
No.
And Poor Things, American Fiction.
I hadn't heard of
Walker.
Poor Things until I went and saw. Which is like what we're trying to find. There has to be something we find interesting.
Yeah.
So I didn't even heard of Poor Things. They're not even being fucking advertised.
Private
That's
equity
crazy.
has really
Industry is
completely destroyed our lifestyle in this country. It's so there's no media. Like we were just talking. I know we were all texting about Vice shutting down, but media is being hollowed out. They won't make a movie if it's not going to make $1 billion. You know what I mean? It's just fucking crazy, bro. Like, because you literally there's like Jason Blum and Blumhouse. There are still independent organizations that are like, oh, we could spend $15 million on a movie that makes $50 million. All of us would take that.
A24.
Right. We would all take
Yeah.
that. You would take, John, if I said if you could come up with $15 million, you make 50, you would take that for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But
yeah.
private equity companies are like, nah, it's not it's
Yeah,
not worth
yeah.
the, you know what I mean? Like we're not interested. Like that shit's fucking crazy to me, bro. All right,
A24
Tyler.
too, they're the only people putting out hella movies now. You know what I'm saying? They're the only people putting out a lot of movies. Like a lot of these places, like a lot of these
Yeah.
studios aren't putting out a lot of different options. Like you said, if we got to go make $1 trillion on it, it's not worth our fucking
Well,
time.
it's
That's ugly.
like Warner Brothers it killed a Wile E. Coyote satire comedy that everyone who's seen it says is amazing because they're taking $100 million tax write off on killing it. They're just never gonna release it.
Isn't the premise Wile E. Coyote sues Acme because none of the shit that he buys for them works, which sounds like a brilliant fucking concept.
Right. It's but it's literally
It's a courtroom
made,
drama.
and everyone who's seen it is like, this is one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. And they're like, we spent $115 million on it. If we don't release it, we can just write that off as a $115 million loss. And so that's just what they're gonna do. That's it's not technically illegal, but it feels like it should be illegal. You paid all these people to make this shit. They made something good, and you're like, all right, cool. But it's like the producers, but it's really happening, and you don't even need to release anything.
But if you released it, it didn't make its money back. You still have that as a loss. Part of it is a loss.
But the $115 million write-off to them is apparently more valuable than making $30 million or something. You know what I'm saying?
And then writing off the other $85 million.
I'm fairly financially sophisticated. I have no fucking idea. It's quantum level shit that they're on.
Yeah, man. I guess I think when you get to a certain point, this is what I know. Point with $10,000 worth of, and this is they're well past this.
Yeah.
$10,000 worth of write-offs get you $1,000 off of what you have to pay. You know what I'm saying? So I can't imagine what they're at, but still, fuck that shit.
This is what I would explain when it comes to private equity, right? When I was laid off from our daily newspaper, one of the most frustrating things to me was everyone going, newspapers are dying. I know they're losing money. That sucks. And I actually took the time to explain to everyone, newspaper is quite profitable when we got laid off. It was making 12% a year. So if you or me, and this is why I have a nonprofit news company in Long Beach, if you have a company that makes a 12% profit and does a public good, you feel pretty good about that. It's a cash business. People give you cash today for the ad you run tomorrow. You're helping the community, you're building your city, all this other type of shit. 12%, that's great. Private equity does not want a 12% return on the newspapers that they own. They want a 20% return. So if you're making 12% revenue, they're going to cut 8% staff costs every year. They're going to make up that difference in layoffs just to hit their number so that they can roll that over quarter after quarter after quarter. So that's the thing where it's a lot of this stuff, like I said, movies are profitable. They're just not profitable to a private equity company in the way they want to be. The same thing with newspapers. It's the same thing with a lot of other shit that they've hollowed out, bro.
Will it ever
it's just
go the
not
other
ideal.
way? Do you ever see it going the other way?
Well, here's where it could go the other way is we could, I mean, not to be fucking egotistical because I'm a fly on the, planet-sized turd that is our national thing. But it's going the other way in that, like, I have a nonprofit news company in Long Beach that employs 5 people with 25 freelancers, right? Like, that's more than was laid off from the newspaper when they laid us off. There are companies like Blumhouse and like other movie studios that are like, we'll make $50 million a movie. That sounds fucking great, you know?
Yeah.
So it's the way it goes in the other
A24, all them
direction.
shits. Yeah,
A24 is just people
Yeah.
starting new stuff that grows up through the bullshit.
Yeah.
But it's not gonna happen for Vice. It's not gonna
Yeah,
happen for
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna happen for the stuff that you lost, but there is a way to still, because I think there's more of a hunger for
SI. You know,
yeah,
what I mean?
for
Like,
right, exactly. Like
for
we're
them,
exactly. So anyway, but it's like a
losing
forest.
institutions on the way.
The big redwood falls, and out of
Yeah.
the rot of that, you'll have new growth, but it won't be the 200-year redwood for another 200
Yeah.
years or whatever. So,
Yeah.
all right, that was a long conversation about Madam Web. Tyler, your Dookie Butt of the week.
Fucking Madam Web, bro. Did y'all see the shit with Matt Barnes?
Yes.
Okay, so, yeah, Matt Barnes got fired from his job as a Sacramento Kings announcer because he was at his son's basketball game. His son is in high school. He was at his son's basketball game, and he put his hand on the announcer's shoulder, who was a high school kid there, and he told him he would slap the shit out of him. And Matt Barnes says that the reason he told the kid that was because the kid told him to sit his ass down because, Matt Barnes was on the sideline riled up about his son getting attacked. I don't know who to necessarily believe here, but I am kind of leaning on the side of Matt Barnes. I don't think Matt Barnes would just go up to a kid and put his hand on his shoulder and tell him to smack the shit out of him for no reason.
Yeah.
I do believe that kid said something sideways, right? And I'm on the side of, both of them are Dookie Butts here, and I'll tell you why. Right? I mean, for one, I think that kid learned a very fucking valuable lesson here. If he truly told Matt Barnes to sit his ass down, and Matt Barnes came and put his hand on his shoulder and calmly told him, I will slap the shit out of you, that was a valuable lesson learned there.
You can get your ass beat, nigga. Some people need to hear that.
Yes,
You know what
exactly. That was a valuable lesson learned there. No one was hurt. It was a valuable lesson learned there that, bro, words got consequences. You talk to you can't be talking crazy to everybody because somebody will try to put, shit might go real bad for you if you talk crazy to the wrong motherfucker, right? And Matt Barnes' explanation of it was, he put his hand on the kid's shoulder in a fatherly way to kind of tell him that that type of talk is unacceptable, and I'm not buying that, man. Okay, let's cut the shit. You put your hands on that kid to let him know. You see how easy it is for me to touch you. I could really fuck you up if I want to, right?
Right.
That was the whole motive behind that. But I'm just like I said, I think that if that kid was talking crazy to Matt, he's a Dookie Butt for that.
Yeah.
And I think he learned a valuable lesson without getting hurt that, bro, you cannot talk crazy to anybody. Maybe, he thought that, he's not going to, do anything wild to me here at this high school game. And Matt Barnes is a different motherfucker. I don't think he really gives a shit where he's at. You're just not going to talk to him any type of way. So, and I also, and I'm not at all saying that Matt Barnes caught the raw end of the deal here, because no. You can't put your hand on a kid in a menacingly way and threaten him with violence. That is a fireable offense, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So both those dudes are Dookie Butts here because, I think that Matt Barnes, I think what came down on him from a professional standpoint, he earned that. And I think that the kid learned a good lesson there that, I think that what Matt Barnes did, you cannot do from a professional standpoint, but I think that what he did to that kid was a very light way of teaching a lesson in a real world standpoint, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because shit, like, the lesson there that was taught is, bro, you cannot talk crazy to anybody because a lot of people, it's a lot of crazy motherfuckers out here that you talk crazy to them, like, bro, you will literally get taken off this planet. So, I hope that both learned a lesson here. I hope that Matt learned, you cannot threaten people with violence.
Matt didn't learn
to
a
keep
lesson.
your job. Yeah, Matt's never gonna fucking learn, right?
But the kid did, and good for the kid.
Yeah.
You know
Well,
what I mean?
and so I do actually have a little bit more context on this because I have a couple of friends who were at that game and nearby when it happened. So as best I've been able to put it together, Tyler, I think what happened was that the kid was talking about how Matt Barnes was behaving on his broadcast that he was doing like a play-by-play for. Matt Barnes heard what he was saying. I think he said something like, we've got a guy who keeps running out on the court yelling at the refs like a jackass or something like that. And Matt Barnes heard it and went over and was like, "Hey, man, I could squish your
buddy.
head like a grape in the money."
Hey, little buddy, you see how big these hands are?
Yeah.
Slap the shit out of you.
Well, yeah, hey, but to your point, and I actually do think that that's a great point, Tyler. I know that you had the mass comm and broadcast major in college. Like, I was not a journalism major. I learned everything I know about journalism from being on the job. And yeah, man, like if you sit in a journalism class, they're going to tell you about ethics and these principles that have existed for 200 years. Now, most of those principles are never actually enforced, with all due respect. I mean, there's all kinds of racist, horrible shit that newspapers and journalists have done over the years, obviously. But you can learn about those things, and then you could accidentally film someone on the sideline of a high school football game talking to someone else that he doesn't want any video of him talking to. And he's going to come over and put his hand on your shoulder, you're 23 as I was, and go, "Let me see that camera real quick." You're not going to look at this person and go, "According to my journalism professor in college, this footage is sacrosanct." Like he did learn a fucking real world lesson there, bro. You got to make some decisions sometimes about what you're sticking up for. Like we talked about with Cam Newton. Sometimes you got to get your ass whooped standing on principle, but you better make sure it's a really good principle to be standing on if you're going to get your ass whooped.
Exactly that. I'm gonna tell you what this incident reminded me of. There was a time when I was like 18, 19. I was at the mall with my homie Lorenzo, and this dude we knew named Shaq. You know, he was kind of the homie, but he wasn't really the homie. You know, kind of like an associate.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and he came up to us, and he was like, he was like, "What up, man?" He was like, "Yeah, what up?" He's like, "Hey, man, where y'all boy Foodie at?" And we was like, "Shit, I don't know. We ain't seen that dude in a few days or whatever." And we was like, "Why are you looking for him, man?" And he was like, "I heard he pushing up on my girl, man. I might have to see him about that." And my dude Lorenzo, funny shit is, all my niggas got nicknames, right? Shaq is a big motherfucker, as you could tell from his nickname. You know, I think all of us grew up with a motherfucker named Shaq. Lorenzo, this motherfucker's real name is Tim, but we just called him Lorenzo because he was a light skinned pretty motherfucker. He's like, "Nigga, you look like a Lorenzo." But
his name was Tim.
Yeah, and we called him Lorenzo because he looked like a fucking he looked like a Lorenzo. We called him Renzo,
like
right?
an R&B nigga.
Yeah, he looked like an R&B nigga, but he was a real motherfucker. And I'm gonna tell you why right here.
Yeah.
And so Renzo was like, "Why are you looking for him, bro? Like what's going on?" He was like, "Man, I heard he pushing up on my girl. He tried to holler at my girl. I might have to see him about that." And Renzo was like, "Word, for real?" He's like, "What you gonna do if you see him? Like, you gonna swing on him or whatever?" And Shaq was like, "Shit, if it come to that, I might have to." And my dude Renzo put his hand on Shaq's shoulder and looked at him and said, "No, Shaq, don't hit Foodie, because if you hit Foodie, then I'm gonna hit you." Right? And the whole fucking mood shifted. You know what I'm saying? So that made me think about just how a very calm word of advice given to you with a very, with a hand placed on your shoulder and let you know that this is some very serious shit I'm telling you. It can go a long way because, he did, find food, and there was no smoke. There was a conversation that was had, and it probably just went to the conversation lane because of that moment that Renzo had with him. You feel me? So
if
that's
you hit
exactly
booty,
what that
you
moment
gonna
did.
get jumped, nigga.
Right?
And you ain't Cam Newton.
Right? He's like, "No, if you hit Foodie, then I'm gonna hit you."
I love that. That is such a real nigga moment.
When people know the consequences, people are more likely to follow the rules, bro.
So look a nigga in their face named Shaq. And to say that with pure kindness and love. Like, I'm going to have to try to beat your ass too, nigga. You feel me?
Realest shit I ever seen,
Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, man. That speaks a lot about you too, Tyler, being around niggas like that. You feel me?
Hey,
you know what I mean? That's how niggas was moving.
I told you, bro. And this is the perfect fucking example of the two boxes you got to check to be my homeboy. You can't be a bitch and you got to be funny, right? And that's exactly what Renzo was in that moment. Real nigga and funny as fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Beautiful, beautiful.
John, your Dookie Butt of the week.
My Dookie Butt. NPR Tiny Desk people, man. Where's Tweet's Tiny Desk? We need a tweet. Tiny Desk. You said what? We need a tweet.
Funny shit is, I have been digging in Southern Hummingbird real heavy like the last week or so.
It's Tweet
beautiful.
is like, I think Tweet doesn't get as much love as she deserves, right? She's a if you know type, singer, but she should be like, her voice is fucking beautiful. The pen is crazy. I don't know if she wrote or not, but the songs were fucking beautiful. dog, we need a tweet Tiny Desk, and it would go crazy. Make
Yes.
that shit
It's incredible.
happen, G. Period.
She was so ahead of her time because the light voice vibes girl, she
Right.
was on that shit fucking 20 years ago. You feel me?
Right.
And
it's still good today.
Yes,
it's still
incredible.
good today.
It's still incredible.
We can come out today and still be good.
Bro, her song Heaven is one of my favorite breakup songs ever. Because she said the whole premise of the song is, since I broke up with you, this shit feels like heaven, right? Like there's not animosity. It's like, it's not you did me so wrong. But I'm gonna be all right. It's none of that. It's like, you're out of my life and I feel so great. You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
It is a beautiful fucking breakup song. Heaven by Tweet. Go run that if you're going through some shit. You know what I'm saying?
And then she
'Cause it
has
for
a
sure
song
helped
like
me in some
Taxi.
moments.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Taxi, beautiful as hell. She trying to get to her man. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she's singing to the taxi driver. You know what I mean? It is, bro, beautiful music. We need a tweet Tiny Desk. You feel me?
Hell yeah.
I love it.
Badly. For sure
Jackson?
need that.
Jackson, your Dookie Butt of the week.
My Dookie Butt of the week is the Fox News host who said black people will vote for Trump because they like sneakers, and Trump put out an ugly ass fucking shoe.
Listen, bro. We do love sneakers. Not those motherfucking sneakers, though. not them goddamn Wendy's baked potatoes this motherfucker trying to sell. Hell no. Fuck them
This
shoes
is
and fuck
fucking
Trump.
trash.
They're
bro.
so
I heard
bad.
somebody bought them 900 retail. Or not, it might have been 9 stacks. It might have been 9K. Somebody paid 9K for them
Jesus.
fucking Supras. It's fucking trash, bro. Embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
Well, time will tell if the strategy works or not.
Right. I saw some clip of one of the other Fox News people on the show being like, "Do you think this is really gonna translate to votes?" And the guy were like, "Hey, if you're dropping that much money on shoes, it's definitely gonna. I think it could swing some states." I was like, "You guys
No.
are fucking
Come on, bro.
delusional."
Bro, just
Delusional as
absolute
fuck.
bullshit, bro. Just like the purest form of bullshit. Like not a shred of truth in any of this shit they come out their mouth. It's crazy.
So it didn't work on y'all.
They go.
Come on, man. Come on, them bitches weak as fuck, bro. And fuck him off top.
When they
And
say it
then
didn't
just
work.
fuck him. Just point
Yeah,
blank.
fuck him.
Hey,
Yeah,
wouldn't it
that
fuck you?
nigga,
Wouldn't it
man.
fuck you up if they put some Trumps out and they actually were like really nice shoes?
No.
No, I'm not saying. Yeah, obviously none of us
If they
would wear
was
them.
heat?
No,
No,
yeah, but
but-
would that not be the plot twist of all plot twists? Like, who the fuck did Trump hire to design good shoes, bro?
It would be wild being on the show like, nigga, fuck that nigga, but them shit's hard, nigga. That shit, he dropped some, them shit's heat, nigga, you feel me? It's gonna be some, you know what I'm saying? Niggas is some, the red hats with some fire ass niggas on them shits is garbage. He dropped the shoes that we thought he would make. You feel me?
The shoes look like what like Maya would do on the Nike Customizer when she was in kindergarten, bro. Like make them shiny.
metallic,
Yeah. Is there a
metallic.
metallic finish for the shoes? Like, what the fuck are you doing?
They look spray painted, nigga. You feel me? Like horrible shoes.
All right. Well,
9K resale. Insane.
I think there's a disclaimer on the website too that there's no promise of actually delivering the shoes. I think it's like the triple B. Like I don't.
Oh yeah, I'm saying he on his big baller brand
that's
shit.
very-
Yeah, like
right?
I don't think they've actually manufactured the shoes. And then who was it? Was it Jonathan Isaac? There was a basketball player who said he might wear them, and then he got injured the day after he said that.
Doesn't he always get injured after he says dumb shit? I think
Yeah.
Jonathan Isaac is the guy. He says some dumb shit and just gets injured right after. Like God be trying to tell his ass, I don't fuck with you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You keep I'm trying to let you know you ain't my nigga. You feel me? Keep my name out your mouth. That's God, nigga. You trying to tell him keep my name out your mouth.
This might be
But he
the
won't
most
keep his name out his
convincing
mouth.
argument to get me to believe in God. John and Isaac's like, this is God's word, and God's like, no, sir.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's skyhook, Shaq's two-handed dunk, and Jonathan Isaac's instant karma from God.
Amazing.
The signature moves of the National
Dog.
Basketball Association. All right,
Quotes a
that's
verse,
all-
ACL gone, nigga. Bro. Trying to tell you, nigga. You know what I mean? Don't make me get
That's
that
all the
patellar
time we
tendon next anyway.
That's all the time we got. We'll be back on Tuesday with our next Love is Blind recap episode, and we'll be back on Thursday with our midweek episode, and we will see y'all then. Bye.
Bye.